Back in this chapter of class 9, The Happy Prince. It's a fiction written by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde here presents an allegorical situation of England at that very time, that was Victorian age. So you will see that allegory is a kind of a writing device, or we can say literary device, through which the poet shows or writer shows something which is hidden there in the story. It may be moral or political as well. So you'll see how here those people who are in power, they are being put into style, and how the common masses face, and how these people are not able to see the miseries of common masses. So now the story is of a statue. It's of a statue which is there of a happy prince. There was a happy prince earlier who used to live in his palace, and he has never gone out to see what is happening to his masses. But now a statue is being built up after his death on a little hill, and this hill overlooks the whole city. He can see the whole city, and it is covered with gold and fine jewels, and it is overlooking the city. Now it is this statue is made very beautiful. It looks very mesmerizing, and it's overlooking this city. Once what happened, a swallow bird who was migrating towards Egypt, because winters were coming over here in this very place, so they were migrating. These birds were migrating towards Egypt. So this little bird, it just took shelter for night below the statue of the prince. While she was asleep below this very statue, she felt as if there were raindrops falling onto the little swallow, but there was no actual rain. When she saw, it was the statue of prince, from which these tears were rolling down. So this swallow bird takes shelter and discovers that the happy prince is not happy but sad, because he is watching the situation of this his people, his masses, who were there once his people, because he was the king, and he at that very time didn't take any kind of attention, or we can say he didn't pay any attention towards these people. So at present he is unhappy. So both become friendly, and bird tries to make the prince happy in assisting him, because happy prince told him that the statue of happy prince, he told him that what I want to do now, I want to distribute all this wealth which I have in the form of gold and jewels. I want to just distribute these things in the poor people, and I need an assistant. And this swallow is not impressed, but as he tells him his desire, this happy prince, she just gets motivated, and she desired that to ease suffering of others, she will help this little swallow. The bird agreed to take all the jewels and gold from the prince and distribute among the poor ones. So first ruby, which is there on the sword of this happy prince, is given to a seamstress, and whose child are ailing. Seamstress is a kind of a lady who just work for the garments of this, or we can say she's a kind of a lady who takes care of the affairs of prince or princess. So she is being paid with the very first ruby which was there on the sword of this happy prince, and it is for the ailing child, because she does not have any money. Then second one is plucked from a sapphire from the eye of this happy prince, and given to a playwright, and who is too poor, and he is not able to make fire and comfort himself for his work. So what this happy prince ordered, this swallow, he told her to pluck one of the eyes which was made of fire, and give it to the playwright. Second one, another fire which is in another eye, it is given to a girl who has lost her matches and is being just punished by her father, because they have fell into the gutter. And now what this swallow did, she plucked another eye and gave it to and slipped into the palm of this little girl. As now this prince will not be able to see the world, so this little bird, because now she has fell in love with the prince, she just stayed behind. She just gave up her mind to go to Egypt. She just stayed behind, and she said that she will help further because prince will not be able to see, because prince want to give his gold away as well, and he'll not be able to see, so that's why this bird want to help him. Further, not able to see the miseries of poor, but knowing it is there, because as he was not able to see the miseries, but he knew that the miseries are still there. So prince told the swallow to distribute the gold leaves which were there on his body from his statue among poor people. The bird, because after that word, as this bird did all the things, now the winter appeared, and this bird was not able to just go through the winter. She just became weak, and the weather was too cold, so she died. And at that very time, there was a cracking sound into the body of this prince as well, because he had a leaden heart, and that leaden heart had broken into two. And because it was the loss of a sweet and a kind swallow which made this heart burst down. Now the statue was seen by these counselors next day, and these mayor as well. So what they did, it didn't appeared beautiful to them, because they were from higher class, and their everything should look beautiful. So it was not no more beautiful for them. So what they did, they pulled it down and got it melted. But as this heart, it didn't melt, so they threw it into the scrap where the dead sparrow was there, where the body of dead sparrow lie. So this heart was thrown over there as well. This is the end of the story, and this will give you the surface meaning, but what is there inside, I'll tell you through critical appreciation. So this story describes the events we show the harsh reality of our society where poor are not taken care of. Right now we can see, if it's this story of Victorian age, but still now we can see the materialistic aspects among the rich people. They want to become more and more rich. They do not take care of those people who are poor, because as it is in our religion as well, that we need to take care of those who are in need. But still, after so much of wealth given by the God, we are not able to take care of these people. When the prince was alive, he lived in comforts and never knew and cared about the human sufferings. Look, whenever it is a kind of a satire over here, that when the prince was alive, he himself didn't took care of these things. He didn't took care of the people who were suffering. There were miseries, and he didn't took care of those. He remained confined to his comforts in his palaces. It dwells the themes like social inequality and injustice. Look, there is a theme of social inequality. Right now, you will see that rich are becoming more rich, and poor are becoming more poor. It is social inequality. And you will see that there is injustice as well, that equally people are not paid. People who work so hard, they are not paid equally as the people who don't have to do so much of work, and they are paid a lot. There is redemptive power of love. You will see how this power of love, like this little bird and the happy prince, they fell in love, and you will see what can the power of love bring you. And the loss of innocence, you will see at last innocence just dies. That means in the form of this bird, it dies. In the form of this now statue as well, it dies. It also shows the themes of dedication. First, we need to get dedicated to do something. Like this little bird was dedicated. No, he'll not leave now, happy prince. And this dedication, though just made him face death, but dedication here gave happiness to somebody else, and just gave a kind of satisfaction to the desires of a being. Sacrifice here is that if you will sacrifice your own, we can say, comforts, then only you will be able to see the miseries of the world. Then only you will be able to see the people who are in misery, and then only you will be able to help them. If you will not sacrifice from your own end, then definitely there will be no equality into this very world. Compassion, we know that through compassion that we are able to bring this out, that we need to be compassionate towards these poor people, we need to be generous towards those people. Struggle, look, struggle is another thing, but it's a little bit different. Now how struggle? Because this little bird struggled through the winter, tried to struggle through the winter to just pay some kind of we can say help, just help a person who had a desire to help the needy one. Appearance, look, as this was the prince was earlier beautiful and the statue was kept over there, but as it turned to be ugly, then it was just pulled down and melted. So the theme of appearance is over here. It happens into the world. As long as you are beautiful, everyone will praise you. If you are not beautiful, no one will be there to praise you. Corruption. This is the main aspect we need to discuss at present, that corruption. Right now souls are corrupted, so that's why we are not able to see these things. If our souls would not have been corrupted, then definitely we will get that eye who will go through this kind of a this view, that we will see the miseries, we will see the problems of the world. If we don't have that soul of we can say honesty, or these things we will not be able to see. So corruption here, you will see that if there is a scheme of government, definitely there is a corruption which will not let the whole money to reach to the poor, but it will be just in between, taken by those who are in power, and at last people who are at the bottom, they'll get only a kind of a survival aspect. And selflessness, look, this little swallow, he was not having any kind of motivation to work, but the motivation which came was selflessness. The motivation which came from inner self was that a kind of a satisfaction. She was not having any profit in it, but there was a satisfaction in him that she was working for the benefit of someone. So narrated in third person by an unknown narrator. This story is narrated by in third person by an unknown narrator. We do not know who the narrator is. The prince's lead heart symbolizes immortality, and the swallow symbolizes loyalty. So there is symbolization of the leaden heart of this prince, that it shows immortality because it did not melt down into this fire. And if you have such heart which is there to help the poor people, definitely there will be no such kind of problem which can affect your heart. That swallow, little bird, it symbolizes loyalty because it was loyal, though having a problem to stay behind in this very place. She knew that she is going to meet her, but still she was loyal to the prince. White says that the worst aspects of modern society can be overcome by love and charity, which have the unique ability to unite men and make them whole. Here, this writer, he presents a theme that what thing is that the worst aspect of modern society is that we don't love each other, we don't have that fellowship aspect, we don't have that love towards each other, a kind of affection towards each other. But if love and charity is there, we can overcome this worst aspect of humanity, modern humanity, and it's the unique ability which will make us unite, and which will make us a whole, as a kind of a whole, as a kind of a human, we can say a human usually. So if we need to be called as a human, we should have these two qualities of love and charity. So the Happy Prince is an allegory for the superficiality of Victorian England. You will see that allegory, as I already told you, allegory is a kind of written piece through which the writer wants to depict the hidden aspects of society, whether moral hidden aspects or the political. You'll see here the writer wants to show us how those people who are in power, they do not take care of the people who are poor. So it presents an allegorical view of not only Victorian England but of modern society as well. When they have given everything, they die together in a moment of transcendence and that are taken straight into heaven. There are flashes of wit and guiding paradox, but on the whole, the tone is as laden of the as the statue's heart. You'll see it's about tone. How is the tone of this very chapter? It says that as these two they die together, as the little bird died, this heart breaks down, and the prince died as well. But the statue of prince died as well. So they are straightly taken to this heaven, and this is the effect of change. So this is the starting of change, and from here we could just see a lot. You will see that there are a lot of wit and this paradoxical statements in the chapter, but the tone is here like the leaden heart of the this statue. That means it is humble, it is generous. So the tone is generous and humble in this very chapter. So that was all which I overcame, and maybe there are some points which I have missed. So you can discuss those points with me in the WhatsApp group. Till then, watch this very video and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Hope you like this very video. Thank you very much.